The sky was dark, cloudless, that deep kind of night where the stars feel a little too far away. I was coming back from my friend's house about an hour out. The roads were nearly empty. A soft hum of tires on asphalt, the low volume of a playlist I'd heard 100 times before. The inside of my car felt sealed off from everything outside. Windows up, heater low. It was comfortable, but not really warm. A little chilly, especially with the cold night air still clinging to the glass. The freeway stretched ahead like a black ribbon, the dashed white lines flickering under my headlights. Then my phone started ringing. No caller ID. I glanced at the screen, then back to the road. Let it go. Probably a scam call. A few seconds later again. No caller ID. I declined it. Kept driving. The yellow glow of overhead lights flicked by in slow rhythm. The phone rang again. Third time. The music cut off automatically when the call came through CarPlay. I stared at the screen for a second, then answered. I didn't say anything. For a second, there was only silence. Then the faintest sound. Breathing. Soft and steady, like someone holding the phone inches from their face. Then a barely audible sound, like a fingertip brushing the mic. Then a voice. Are you cold? I hung up. My grip tightened on the wheel. I blinked, trying to shake off the chill that crawled up my spine. The heater was on low, and honestly, I was a little cold. That weirded me out more than I wanted to admit, but I told myself it was a coincidence. A guess. Creepy, yeah, but not proof of anything. I tried to brush it off, just some loser trying to mess with people. But I hadn't told anyone I was cold. I hadn't said a word out loud, and yet somehow, they knew. But something about the voice stuck with me. It wasn't random. There was a slight echo, like they were in a car. A rhythmic sound in the background. Road noise. It wasn't someone calling from a room or a call center. It sounded like they were driving. My phone rang again. No caller ID. I ignored it. Then I noticed the headlights. One car, closer now, maybe 2 car lengths back, just hovering in my blind spot, shifting slightly with every bend in the road. No one else in sight for miles. No one had passed me. I hadn't passed anyone. It didn't make sense. The timing, the distance, the silence. It all started to click together in my head. I was being followed. And the more I thought about it, the more certain I became. The breathing, the road noise on the call, the voice asking if I was cold. As I stared in the rearview mirror, a terrible thought clicked into place. What if the caller was watching me? What if they were in that car? I answered the next call. Is this your usual route home? A second later, the voice added, your window sticker's peeling. I blinked. That was true. The inspection sticker on the inside of my windshield had been peeling slightly for a few days. I hadn't even noticed it today. But they had. I froze. There's no way that was a prank. No way a spammer could know that. My stomach dropped. The voice was calm, still accompanied by that subtle, car-like ambient noise. I felt it in my chest now. This was real. This wasn't a joke. The car behind me didn't pass, didn't fall back. I slowed down slightly. So did they. Matched me perfectly. They weren't just taking the same route. They were matching me. I exited the freeway. The off-ramp curved gently, and I didn't signal, just merged. The car behind me followed. I tried to stay calm, kept driving, made a left. The car stayed with me, right turn, still there. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. The dispatcher answered quickly. I told them what was happening. I was being followed by a black sedan with no plates, tinted windows. They'd been behind me since the freeway. The dispatcher told me to keep driving, and that they'd have an officer meet me on the next major road. While I was still on the call, my phone buzzed again. Another incoming call. No caller ID. I didn't answer. Just focused on the road and gave the dispatcher every detail I could. I kept my speed steady, stayed on well-lit roads. Every turn I made, the car followed with perfect timing. Still about 2 car lengths back. Never close enough to slam the brakes. Never far enough to be innocent. But then, just 2 or 3 minutes after the call with the dispatcher started, the car behind me suddenly blinked right. No signal. No hesitation. It veered off at a random side road and disappeared into the dark. Gone. I told the dispatcher. They told me to keep going and that the officer would still check on me. A few moments later, a cruiser pulled up in the opposite lane and did a wide turn to meet me. I pulled off and parked on the shoulder. The officer asked what happened. I explained the whole thing, told him there were no plates, the car was all black, fully tinted. I never saw the driver. He nodded, said he'd patrol the area and check me.